Good evening, Shraddha. We will wait for 2 to 3 minutes. Let others also join, then we are going to start the session. Okay, so good evening, everyone. How many of you have deployed the projects at your end, like have used Verkle, Netlify, and Render at your end before that? If you have used, then let me know. Okay, Vishal. Like deployment is easy. First of all, we need to know that why we deploy our projects. Okay. So like see whatever code you are writing for your project, that is only visible to you. Okay. And you only know that, okay, if the code is there, you can host that particular code at your local system. But if you want for the production site and for the end user to actually use your project without getting any knowledge of the code, then you can deploy them. Okay. So for deploying, we have various platforms like Netlify, Verkle. Okay. So we have various platforms like Netlify, Verkle, and Render. So that's when we use these platforms so that our end users can also get an idea about our project, that what we have created. Okay. So so by this, they can get the access, whatever you have created, they just have to use that at their end. So this is what deployment things helps. They don't just load the file at your end and ask you to render that. They just simply help you to deploy a project with the few clicks over there. So quite easy just to have the knowledge about it. And when you practice at your end, after deploying your projects, you will face some issue. And then when you figure them out, you will get able to get that how things we deploy our project in these servers. So just a second. Yes. So it will be good if someone of you may just share your screen. I will guide them that how to create the account, how to link GitHub to that, and what we can perform. So any one of you, just a second. So any one of you can share your screen so that we can continue. So whose internet connection is good so that they can share their screen. Then it will be more clear because I have deployed maximum of my projects. So I have no projects so that I can deploy that. And also, if we are starting from the beginning, like someone of you have not used that platform, then it will also help you to get the idea that how we are doing that. Okay, so that's why I'm saying that someone of you may just share your screen. And if anyone of you have deployed before, then they can also tell others that how they have deployed. Okay, basically it's a session regarding that we can get idea about deployment. Okay, so it will be good if at the end of this like 6 week internship, if you are able to present to others that how and explain to others that how they are doing it. Okay, so that's why it is important. And it will be good for you so that you can get an idea that okay, how we are going to start with the deployment part. So let me know that anyone of you who can share their screen. And one more thing, like Vatsal, you have not presented your project for week 5. Like Sushmita has presented, Shraddha has presented, and Vishal has also presented. What about you? Have you not completed it? Because for getting the certificate, all the 5 mini projects and the major project must be presented to the respective mentor, and also you have to put it in your GitHub repository over there. So why you haven't presented yet? Okay. So that's not good that you haven't completed it because there was sufficient time to complete that. Also, you get the day for yesterday, and you have to complete that on time. But okay, so let's start. So Vishal, are you sharing your screen? Hello, Vishal, am I audible? Otherwise, let me share my screen. Okay, just a second. I'm sharing my screen and we will start with that. I just want someone of you to share your screen because I have created already account on platforms like Render, Netlify. So it will be good if someone new who has not used this platform may share their screen. And in case if you have deployed any project, then you can also tell others about that. So no worries. Let me share my screen then. So first of all, this Render platform. why we use render platform, and as I have already told you that why we do actually deployment, why, what is the need of deployment, that if you are creating a particular project, okay, then that is only accessible to you in your local system. But suppose if you want to provide it to the production section and to the end users over there who can use your project, and it can be beneficial for them, okay, so in that case we use this deployment part. So this render platform basically we use in our backend deployment. Whatever code we are writing in our backend portion, we can deploy it over here. So this is how the interface look like for render. We basically use it for, as I already told, backend. Now, if you want to see like deploy your app for free, you can deploy your app. But suppose if there are multiple users which are going to use your website or whatever you are deploying, then you have to use the paid version for them also. Like here, when you click over here, so like see what I have done, I have just clicked on deploy your app for free. When I click over here, you can also do the same with me. Just provide in the chat box that have you opened this, and after that, you can see multiple options are there, like projects, blueprints, environment groups, overviewability, webhooks, notifications over there, and many more. But we have to use them for deploying our project. Like this is known as the workspace, where the person who are deploying and have selected a particular plan for development has the details over here, like billing process, workbench setting, and other things. Now, if you can see over here, there are four options like deploy a web service. If you want to deploy your dynamic web application over here, then you have to choose this. Deploy a static site. If you want to just deploy a particular static site over there, which have no dynamic functionality, then you can use this option also. Create a Postgres database. We haven't learned about Postgres. We have gone through MySQL and MongoDB. So no need to explore about this, and explore all the services type. From here, you can get all the services which is provided by our render platform. Okay, like here you can see cron jobs, background wallet, wait, background workers, private services, and other things. So we are going to start with the web services because our motive is to basically host our websites. Okay, so here you can see, if you come over here, then it will ask you to just get linked with your GitHub account, your Google account, and other options over there. Okay, so I have created my account, but I am using my GitHub to just get login into it. If someone of you have not ever used this, then you will see when you click over here, you will see something like login through. Okay, so then the first option will be the GitHub account over there. So select that and continue with that. Okay, after that, you can see the project list over here will come. If you see public Git repository, it will show you if you are going to put the URL over there of that particular public Git repository, it will come here. Then the existing image, if there will be any. So here you can see, if suppose this quiz app, like I have this quiz app over there in my GitHub. So if I want to just deploy this through render, there are some steps. I am just telling you the steps because I have already deployed it. So there is no means to do that. So first of all, here we just provide them the name, like the GitHub repository name, which have my project. So suppose if someone of you have created a app like weather app, so you can provide that weather app repository link over here. It will fetch all the code. Render basically do what? Render basically just select all the code from here and deploy it for you. Okay, then here you have to choose. Suppose if the code over there in your GitHub repository containing a Docker file, then you have to select Docker. If not Docker is there, then you have to select any one language or environment variable from here. Like suppose if my code is using Node.js for the backend part, so I will just use Node. Here you can see, here you can see all the things are there through which you can create your backend like Python 3, Ruby, Rust, Node.js. As you can know that it will help you to run your JavaScript at the server side. Okay. Then this Go, Elixir, and Docker. These are main languages and main platform through which you can create the backend part. So we have selected it over here. We are going to use Node. Then there are branches like GH pages or main. So selected with main in your GitHub repository, it is main. Okay. Then this is the root folder over here. See, what does it mean by root folder? That this particular folder in my code, like source in my code, is basically having all the main files of my program, which I want to execute and which will provide me an interface for the interaction. So in the source folder, as you all are aware with the source folder where app.jsx is written over there, this is happening over here. Okay, so we will just provide them. If you want to change that particular directory where you want to get the actual code, you can use over here like dot slash and whatever the name of your directory, you can do that. By default, it is set it to src. Okay, after that, you have to provide the build command and the uh, build command means like what you have used as a command to install the node module over there. So we have used npm install, okay, and not npm run build. We have used npm run dev, okay. So npm run dev over here. And this is the start command over here. So like this, you can up to your system, like what you are using in your project, those command you have to write over here. The build command render runs this build to build your app before each deployment. Okay, means you before deploying it, render will going to run all the code over here through these commands. Then the start command, that how you are starting your project. We are using npm start to suppose I am using npm start to run my project, then I have to provide npm over here. Okay, so like this, we have to provide this basics command through which you are just starting your code in the local system. Then see here, instant type, which type of instance you want to select. Like first of all, there is a free version over here. Free means that this has some limitations over the RAM, memory, and also the CPU. Okay, so as you can see over here, it is free and it is providing me 512 MB. Okay, and 0.1 CPU performance. After that, as we move further to the other plans which are paid, as you can see, $7 per month, $85 per month, $225 per month, and other plans over here are also there. So you can see what is happening over here. CPU performance is increasing, RAM is increasing. Okay, like so these are the performance basis. Suppose why we need to increase all these things, storage and RAM performance, because if I if I have hosted a website which multiple user are going to use, then if I will choose this free website, then there are high chances that that will get crash when there will be multiple user. So while keeping that in mind, you can choose any, you can say select any one of from them like starter, standard, pro plus, pro ultra, pro max, so that it can help you. So I am going with free over here. Okay, after that, the environment variables, as I have already told you, like when we have created .env file in the latest last week, when we were creating integration part over there with front end and back end, then that environment variable, if you are not pushed them to the GitHub account, you can pass it over here. Suppose if I was using a environment variable like port. Okay, then you have to just pass the variable and then the value for that variable. Suppose 5000 was the name of my port number. Okay, other option is also there like add another environment. So what are the other another environment? Like suppose I was using MongoDB URI. So you can also provide that. Okay, so like this, you can provide them different name of variable and their value which is there in your .env file. Suppose if you don't want to write all the things which are there in your .env file, then you can export them also, like add from .env. So you can just add them, copy them from your env file and paste it over here. Okay, and then you can continue with that. So these are the things. And here you can see deploy web service. If you want to now deploy it, you can deploy them accordingly. So just a second, it was build. Wait. Okay, so like this we can do. And if I'm going to create over here, like deploy, wait, I don't have to use it, so I have to delete it. Okay. Deploy web service. Our page will start with the deployment process. If there will be any error, they will detect that error. Otherwise, you will get like awaiting building logs, something like this, like cloning our project from this particular library over there. Okay. And this particular repository, something like this will start and you will able to just use your project. Okay. So this is how we have to deploy our project. So you can see here build successful. Now they are deploying it at our end. Okay, so like this, you can deploy the backend from the render. And not the render, whatever the, uh, okay. So yes, there are some, you can say NPM errors are generated over here at my end. Like you can see that missing script start is not there. Did you mean NPM start? Okay, so wait, if I go to this, just a second. Wait. So the commands we were actually providing them like npm run build and npm start. So basically when you are going to give them the correct command according to your project, then it will start deploying. And after this, like build successfully, that they have fetched all the code at one place, they will start deploying it. And as you know that I have not given them the npm start command, so that's why it is not basically deploying my project. So like this, you can deploy it. A complete log of this run can be found, or basically I have already used this render platform for this and I have already deployed it at my end. So that's why it is also showing us that a complete run for this has been found in my particular directory over there. Okay, so let me know that how many of you have just explored render with me. So just provide the screenshot that have you created account over there through your GitHub repository or not. And in workspace, see, I have opted for the hobby part over there. Like what is this hobby? The free version over there, which we have selected. So that's why it is providing me this. Okay. So this is how we can use render to deploy our project. And okay. Let me just see it for Vishal. Okay, good, Vishal. Also, like the week 1 project, week 3 project, week 2 projects, you can try to deploy them. Okay. You have all the codes of them with you in your GitHub repository. Just make sure that when they have to we have to provide the command over there, that must be correct, like npm run dev, npm start. Okay, so these things you have to be careful while providing these things. Otherwise, all the process I have already elaborated you at my end, like how we are going to do that. Okay, what about others? Sushmita? Yes, see Vishal, why I was saying that you can choose GitHub so that you can directly access all the GitHub repositories over there in the render. Okay, right now what will happen when you are going to deploy, it will again ask you to select some platform from where you want to fetch the code. So that's why I was saying that you can select at the starting the GitHub part so that every code will be there for you. Okay, Sushmita, Shraddha, Vatsal, what about you guys? Have you tried? Okay, good, Sushmita. Yes, you can deploy. Basically, we use front end. Like, see, there are two portions like front end and back end. For front end, we use Verkle or Netlify for deploying them. Okay, and for render, we use basically the back end part. So we host our website in these scenarios. Okay, like front end part different and back end part on different platform. But whenever you are just deploying a backend part, basically, if you are also with that backend for render, we can deploy the backend part. Like it is favorable for backend. You can deploy the proper project over there, but if suppose, like, see, if the project is small, then we can use backend for like render for front end and back end also. But suppose if you are creating a big project, then we prefer to just host the front end part to the Verkle or Netlify platform and the backend part to the render platform. Okay. So there is no issue in that. You can use any platform which is suitable to you. Now we are going to see, yes, yes. And now we are going to see Netlify over there. You can explore this platform while deploying your projects. Okay, so no worries in that. But this is like a tradition that we can use render where the backend part is heavy and Netlify or Verkle where we have to use with the front end portion. Okay, so everyone please make sure that they have created the account at their end. Yes, I am going to give you a brief idea about Netlify also, that how you can do that. So just let me just give a second. Let me open my Netlify at my end. Okay. Okay. So here is our Versal. Yeah, not Netlify. We are going to first read about Versal, that how this platform work, because I basically use this to host my front end part over there or any project over there. So I'm going to continue with that. Same thing. So first of all, just log in over here, versal.com. Okay, I'm pasting the link at your end. Just try to create the account. Same process are there that you have to just log in over here. If the account is not there, then sign up first and then log in. So if I let you know that, okay, this is my GitHub username and then the email over here, which is showing at my end. Okay, then here also we have to select the plan according to the CPU usage and the RAM over there. So wait, here you can see a platform like this where all the things are there, like overview, integration, deployments, activity, domains, okay, usage, storage, and then the setting part also is there. Just a second. Yes. So in setting, you can see what is the name for my project which I want to host. Then team URL of tab, which we can see from here. You can just change that. But basically, we want to know about that how we can host, how we can deploy our project. Okay. So here you can see if you select from here, like after login, you will see an interface like this. Okay, here you can get an idea that add new project. From here you can add a new project, like select a project particularly, and it will show you different projects over here, like weather app, finance manager, authentication system, AI slide builder, notes keeper, and different. Suppose I choose this weather app over here and I import it. Okay, so it will show me see, only these things are there which I have to fill and it will start deploying it for me. See here, first of all, the team name which was there, like bunch projects in which my projects are there, then the project name. Suppose this is the project name for me, I can edit it, I can do anything regarding it. It is connected to my GitHub. As you can see in my GitHub, there is the repository having name weather app. So it have fetched all the code from there. After that, after it, framework present. From here, you can select a particular framework. Like if you have created the project using Angular framework, React framework, and other framework. Okay. So for now, I have opted it as other. If someone of you have created it using Angular, then you can select Angular from here. Okay. Then the root directory. By default, it is set it for me to the same folder over there in which the code is there. Then build and output settings. It is over there. Like if you want to change these commands, you can change it over here by edit, by this edit option, like how they are starting and other things. And if you want to add environment variable also, like suppose if I want to add the port number, I can add it like this. Port 8000 JWT token. Suppose if I want to add JWT token at my end. So how I'm going to do that? I'm going to do it like this. So these things, this environment variable is basically when you are creating a project which have both front end and back end integrated part is there, and you are using .env file so that it can be hide from the outside world. So these things you have to provide here for the security purpose, and also the project will work well. Now, if I will just use this deploy, I will just make this deploy over here. So it will start deploying it. Here you can see deployment started, building logs, deployed summary, and you can see you just deployed a new project to Vanch projects. So they have deployed something at my end. Let's see that what they have deployed. If I click over there, so this is deployed at my end, the mini project, the demo project which I have created just to show you about that how we can deploy it. Like here dark mode, light mode is there, and you can see over here at this particular URL they have created it. If I am going to enter a city, suppose I am going to enter Delhi, and if I search over here, so you can see for Delhi the temperature is this, and the conditional is broken clouds. If I enter Mumbai, and if I search over here, you can see the city is now changed to Mumbai. The temperature over there, which I am fetching through the API, application programming interface. You have all idea about that. So like this, now it is not basically running on my particular localhost colon 9899 and another. If I share the link with you, you are able to access it. So that is the benefit of deployment. Now, without knowing the code at my site, you are just able to use the project or use the site, whatever I have provided to you. So that's why we deploy our projects. Okay. I hope that it is clear to you that how we have deployed it. Nothing fancy over here. I have explained everything. So Workal is very easy to deploy something. Okay. Is it clear? Okay. So hello, Abhishek. You haven't presented the project for week 5. Have you created it? And what about you guys? Have you just provide me the screenshot, and also you can try to deploy it at your end? Shraddha, Vishal, Sushmita, Vatsal, and Abhishek, have you tried it? Have you created the account over here in Workal? Okay, so here you can see here is our deploy project, instant previews, add domains. If I want to add domain, like enable speed inside, continue to dashboard. If I continue with dashboard, it will take me to this, where I have my link for where my project is deployed. Okay. status code ready, that it is in use, and other things are there. So this is how we can do that, how we can deploy our projects. So hope it is clear. If it is clear, then let me know in the chat box. Yes, Shraddha. So just you can log in with GitHub. So continue with GitHub over here. Okay, Abhishek. Like Shraddha has shared the homepage over there in which she is getting the option to import GitHub repository. Okay, so for that she is going to continue with GitHub so that all the projects which are there in her GitHub repository, she can access them. Okay, so continue with GitHub, Shraddha. And what about others, Vishals and Sushmita? Are you also trying it at your end to deploying any project at your end? Then you can do that. So just let me know. Okay, for Sushmita, I can see deployments. Right now, she has not deployed anything. Okay, okay. So now let me also give a brief idea about Netlify. Okay, so this is basically how the interface look like for Netlify. Okay, let me just wait. If you go to this like http netlify.com, then you will see an interface like this. Let me check it for Abhishek. Wait a minute. Yes, good Abhishek. So from here, you can just perform the deployment part at your end. Now let's also talk about Netlify. In between Netlify and Workle, it's up to you that which platform you want to choose. I basically use Workle because it is also good. And here is the interface for your Netlify. Like here, the name of the team members over there who have been contributed with you in the your project. Okay. Then the projects at your end. And here the members, security, usage and billing and team settings. From here, you can update that. Okay. So if basically we want to add a new project. So from here, I can import an existing project. So suppose if I want to import it from GitHub, it will show me. Okay, so it will ask some permissions over there. And suppose if I want to just use this weather app for now, okay, and then it will ask me about the team. I can change it to my name like Vansh, project name, weather app. Okay. Project name is not valid, so we can provide them a particular project name. For now, the project name determines the default URL for your project. If name is provided, a random project name will be generated for you. Suppose if I'm not going to provide the name, then it will generate a random name for me. Right now, whatever we are writing, they are saying that it is already there. Okay, now from here you can see build setting, branch to deploy main branch, base directory, build command, publish directory, everything same as your Workal over there, just the interface is different. From here, you can add environment variable, add key value pairs, or import a .env file. If I'm going to select a import .env file, then the whole file I can copy paste over here. If I want to use add or key value attributes, now you can see the same thing is there. Okay, these platforms are just you can say based on the scalability and the expertise, we can use different platform like Render, Netlify, or Workal, but all the platform are doing the same things. All the you can see all the things are same over here. They are just asking for the branch to deploy, like main branch, then the main directory. Okay, after that the build command through which you have you initiated your project, then the public directory which was that for you, and functions directory, like what are the functions over there that you have to provide. Now if you click on this suppose deploy weather app, then it will start deploying it at your end and you are able to use that. Okay, so like this we can do it. So you can see project deploy in process. So right now they are deploying it at my end. And when the deployment will be ready, I will able to see that. So are you able to see? Like here, when I am click, this is the deployed link they have default by default made for me, like created at 6:43 p.m. over here. So when I click over here, you can see they have created it at my end. If this project will have functionality like .env file, then we have to also provide them with our env environments. Okay, so this is the URL link for my app, which I have created, hosted through or deployed through Netlify. Okay. And previously was the link which we have deployed through Workal. Okay. So you can see the difference over here. And I hope that it is clear to you that how we are going to deploy our projects. Basic things, don't run for multiple platforms. Just use the platform which is easy, which on which you have the expertise. Like suppose if someone of you are using Workal, so you go with that. Okay, I use this a lot, so I am familiar with this, and it also up to you. So basically, Render and any one of Netlify or Workal, you have to be command over that so that you can deploy your project. And when you are going to deploy the project at your end, you will get an idea that how the things are working. Okay, so I have illustrated all the three platforms that Render. After Render, I have tell you about Workal, and at last this Netlify. And two platform we have already deployed them also, and the deployed links are there. Like this is the deployed link from coming from our Netlify, and this one from our Workal. Wait, someone of you have already shared a link. So, okay, I think Abhishek has shared it. Okay, so good, Abhishek. That have you deployed it just now, or is it the previous one you have already deployed and shared it? Just let me know about that. Abhishek, you have shared this link. Yes.
It's the previous one.
Previously deployed. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, it's the previously with clouds.
Okay. 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 Still, that means that you have an idea that how you are going to do that. Okay. So this is good. What about others? Are they able to get about Netlify, that how Netlify user interface looks like, how you have to log in? You have to select uh, account at your end. Here are the project's name, authentication system I have already deployed, and other things. If I want to create a new project, I can select it from here. Okay. So like this, you can deploy it at your end. Now, also see, let me just check that is there something I can tell. Like storage part is there. No, nothing. Is the use agents. settings over here. I have already told you about that, how you can do this. Webhooks deployment protections. Here you have all of these things, that how the things are working, connectivity and environment variable. Like see, environment variable, already you have idea about it, that the key value attribute is there. Like we can also use that in the previous, just a second. Okay, so this is what we have to learn about deployment, that how we can use different platform for the deployment part. Okay, now basically we have covered all the things starting from front end, that we have covered HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Then after that we have covered React. After that we come to Node.js. We have done that in depth. After Node.js, learn about Express. After Express, we have seen in database, we have learned about MySQL database and also about MongoDB database. Okay. And also on VS Code as well as from the shell part. So these things are done. And at last, a bit of idea about deployment is what we have to learn. Okay. So you can try to deploy some other projects at your end. If you are going to give some time at your end, then you will able to get that how the things are working under the hood. So these things we have to cover in this 6 week of internship. Now, as the strength is not good today, like only 5 students are there. So I will provide you the major project for the 6th week tomorrow. Okay, you will get 7 to 10 days time. I will just tell you that when you have to complete it and when you have to present it. So in that 7 to 10 days, you have to prepare that particular project and present it to me. After checking that presentation part and all the 5 mini projects at your end in your GitHub repository and with the live links, like suppose if 5 projects are there, then at least 3 to 4 projects must have the live links also there in the GitHub. Okay, so it's your responsibility that you can maintain all the things with you at up to that 6th week presentation. So tomorrow I am going to create a group, like 5 member groups. Okay, and will assign you a project which you have to create within 7 to 10 days as the major project. I will give you an idea that how you have to create it, like not how to create it, just about the idea that how the project will look like. And the document part also, you have to create a report file at your end also, like 5 members are there. So it is not like this that only one student is going to work. 5 students are there, assign that task to each and every member according to their specialty. Okay, and work on that as a unit. Then it will going to work or help you a lot. So how was your experience? If someone of you might want to share your experience regarding the internship, that if there is something that at the first day and at the last day of internship, like not the last day, we have upcoming sessions also, but basically from this instructing part it is done. So if you want to share that, what are the learnings for you, something which you want that you can get the feedback to us, then let me know about that. And I want it from everyone if they want it. Okay, thank you, Vishal. Okay, but I have also seen, like, see, because I have seen a lot of growth in you guys also. Like on first week, I know that barely few people have the confidence to just share, present their screen and something like that. But with the time, you guys gained the confidence. You presented the week by project really well. You have created all the projects at your end very well. So this is good. Okay, good, Sushmita. Okay, good, Vishal. So this is good. So these are the few things. Like, see, as I have told you in the starting days also, that knowledge is something which everyone has, but people basically are not able to present it in front of others. Okay, so these things, not in this not in just this internship period. After when the presentation internship will get over, please try to work on the communication skill. Okay, like, and with that also you are working on your technical skills, but also conversation skill is important. So try to work on that, and that's good that you have gained something from here. Not, if not everything, then you have seen some growth in you. That's the motive of this internship. Okay, thank you, Vishal. It's possible because of you guys. If you are not able to join on regular basis, then there is no mean of an instructor, you can say. Okay, good, Shraddha. That's good. And in life, these things happen. Like, in the starting days, you can see 22 to 25 students were joining on regular basis. Now at the end of internship, only you five have joined today. Okay. And there are two, three students more who have joined the sessions. Like Vivek is one out of them, and Manali also. So this is how you just compete with others. Okay. Like, you can see you have already at the top from those 25 other 25 students which who have not joined in the entire period of internship. Okay. Okay, good, Abhishek. Okay, okay, then that's great that if you have gained some knowledge from here. And thank you, Vishal, and everything. So tomorrow's session is important, so please try to join on time. Okay, like, I am going to first of all create a group at your end. Those students who are joining the session will able to get a group project. Otherwise, other student who will not join will have to create the major project individually and within that particular time slot which I will provide. Okay, so please make sure that you are able to join the session on time tomorrow. I will assign a group, and basically I will also give a project to your particular group. We'll let you know about that, how you have to create the present report also. So I think that we have done for the session because nothing is left. We have already seen that how to deploy our projects, and as the student strength is less, and I will put a message in the group regarding the tomorrow session that I'm going to create a group. Then I hope that students will join, and I will assign you guys then the project. Okay. So thank you so much for joining, guys, and thank you so much for sharing your feedback. This is really good with joining you guys, and all the best for the major project. And I'm going to connect with you tomorrow. Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, okay, thank you, Abhishek. Thank you, Vishal, everyone. Thank you, Sushmita, Shraddha. Now you guys can leave the session. Thank you so much. Hello, Vatsal, you want to say something?